Okay.
Tania, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So how'd you find out? Like,
It was so funny. Like my phone was like buzzing up, going like crazy. So I was sleeping. I woke up to check it out, and I'm like, everything is like text messages, Instagram messages, mails. Congratulations, congratulations. So I'm like, what is this? So I finally checked. Somebody screenshot a picture where my name was. So then I freaked out, and I totally went to check on the website right away. Yes, it was very exciting.
It was such an exciting day.
Yeah. I'm from Mexico City.
Okay.
Grandma was my nanny growing up, and she did everything. She was an amazing cook. She was an amazing sewer, an amazing baker. She did charcuterie from scratch. She was like such an inspiration and an example to see, and she really never wanted us to be like watching cartoons or just watching TV. So in order for her to keep us distracted, she will just have us baking cookies, decorating the cookies. She was very patient with us, with my brother and I, and all my cousins. So that's how my love for food started, pretty much. I think it was in high school. Whenever you are like in the last year, you have to kind of decide what area are you gonna focus your future on. And I didn't really know, I wasn't like built to be a lawyer or like meant to be sitting on an office. So my mom, she's a paleontologist. I went on the field with her so many times. So maybe I was thinking about being a biologist or something like that. My dad, he's a journalist. So I kind of like went to work with him too. He used to be on the news. He used to work for newspaper. So first I thought I was gonna probably focus on something like that. But then really whenever you're like about to decide what college and all that stuff, it was between acting, which was very weird, and cooking or culinary arts. No. When I finished my culinary degree, my final exam, you have to do a practice test and a written test. And in the practice test, it's like you design your own menu and you have your own restaurant. And everything was awesome, but my dessert, it was very bad. Yeah, for real. I was very bad at doing the dessert. So then, hence, I wanted to get better, right? Because I'm like, I cannot be a chef not knowing how to bake a good cake or and I got a J1 visa to study abroad. So I went to Texas, Grapevine, Texas. I worked there on a resort, but pretty much you get the visa and you get to choose where area do you want them to put you to work. And I chose pastry just to get better. And I never left. It's so funny. Yes, I never really thought I was just gonna be a pastry chef. It was not on my plan, but then I fall in love with it and I just never left. I moved to Texas. I met my ex there, and he is from Greenville. So then we did a little bit of like long distance relationship because I had to go back to Mexico City, and then I came to Greenville to visit, to meet his family, and I just fell in love with Greenville. It's very small but very picturesque. I love that it's very artsy. Even like 14 years ago when I arrived to Greenville, it was such difference than now. But it was such difference than whenever I read about Greenville before. So I really fall in love with it, and it just makes sense to me to follow my career here than in Mexico. So that's why I decided to move here. I think I really try not to have a favorite.
Yeah.
Even if whenever whenever you are in culinary school or something and you have one of those desserts that are very, very, very time consuming and everybody's like, oh my gosh, I really try never to be like, oh my gosh, I had to do this. I kind of try to enjoy the fun in between the complications, so I really enjoy doing everything. Now I do have to say I do have to be, which is kind of weird to say for a chef, but in a mood to cook and bake, you know? Even if the every day, there are some days that I'm like just super inspired and I'm even surprised myself of like how many things am I doing that day. And there are some other days that I'm like more like maybe just doing the norm because the inspiration is not that much that day, you know? So I do have, it depends on the day and my mood, I guess. The Topsoil, well, the restaurant by itself, whenever I research about it, it just called my name, you know. It is very focused to things I'm focused on, which is support our farm, support our community. I already met Chef Adam from before. I worked with him at Restaurant 17, and by far he is the best chef I have ever worked with. And just coming back to work in his team and then meeting everybody that works at Topsoil, meeting the ownership of Topsoil, is really like a very cool community in a restaurant, you know. So that's pretty much how I look for the places I'm going to work for. It's not money driven, it is not popularity driven, it's very much if it's focused and has to do with my principles and what I'm looking to give as a chef. And Topsoil definitely covers all those marks. The advice that I would give is make sure this is the career you want to be in. You know, I'm sure all the careers are difficult in within them, but culinary art and the food industry is not the easiest one. Sometimes you do need to have like a backbone. I'm Latina, I'm a woman, so that's even another kind of like difficult part that you have to kind of like work within. But if it's your passion and it's what you want to do, I never in my life thought this was going to happen, you know, and now I'm here. And I was reading like some quotes yesterday, and I read something like, it was like, if the person 5 years ago, if you 5 years ago will look at yourself, you'll be so proud of you, you know. And I know this is a very huge honor, but I am very proud of the hard work, and it's finally like showing, you know. And accolades for me are not very good, very big thing, you know. I mean, it's awesome to have them. I don't think base your lives in nominations, base your lives in winning things, not at all. But whenever you are recognized, it is awesome. So always trust in yourself, you know, work hard for what you want. Don't hesitate, you know, just go for it. Oh my gosh, that's such a difficult question. I really don't have a specific answer, which is kind of funny because I used to have a specific answer maybe like 10 years ago. I used to have my life more planned.
You'd be nominated for a James Beard.
Right? Like,
really?
what? No. So, I don't know. I just really hope, and I know this is going to sound very cheesy, but I'm just hoping I'm somewhere doing what I love to do, being happy, sharing all my success and happiness with my family and friends and community. So I just hope I'm in a very good place mentally, you know, in my heart. Definitely some people, whenever I was a J1 student, my first pastry chef, which she was a sous chef then, it was this amazing Thai woman called Tong, and she was like my mentor hardcore because she was tough with me, you know. She was kind of like believer in hard or tough love. So she was a tough one, but I am so grateful. She was tough, but then you will see, you know, like why was she being, it was not that she was just mean. She was trying to just kind of like guide you and being like strict, you know, and just dedicate yourself to this. So she is for sure. Being a strong woman too is a very big. Being in the industry is a very big too. And then after I moved here to Greenville, Chef Anthony Gray, he was the first chef that gave me an opportunity as a pastry chef. I worked with him in 3 different restaurants, and he is the one that really taught me the love for the dirt, for the veggies, for be grateful for what we have, use the whole ingredient, no waste. So he was big. He was big. After that, I did have a couple mentors, more like in the pastry kind of way, that refine my art. Whenever I was working for Le Grand Bakery, the chef there, he was amazing, Emmanuel. He was a French chef. He didn't even speak Spanish or English, so we will be talking with signs in a board, my little French, his little English/Spanish, but he taught me a lot to refine, like what I already knew. I thought I was the best. He was like, no, wait, but have you tried this way? And that's the cool thing. A lot of chefs do teach you. Maybe they don't teach you like something new, but they will make you stronger, like your knowledge. And then finally, Chef Adam, he is like the biggest mentor, because he's always guiding me as far as introducing me to methods, to new ingredients. A lot of people said that my pastries are not really sweet, that sometimes I mix savory, and I'm pretty sure it's because the collaborations I get to have with Chef, he really inspire me and helps me to get to the result I am thinking in my head. So yeah, those are the biggest mentors in my career. Topsoil, we're open Thursday to Sunday. We have a special menu on Sunday for the tasting. It's always different, it's always new. If you are adventurous, that's where you have to come for a Sunday tasting. We also do brunch. We do all the bread in house. So if you eat an English muffin or your bread service or cinnamon roll, it's all made here in Topsoil. So yes, here.